Hello out there, fellow wrestling fans. We are back after our very, very, very long extended hiatus, which we did not plan on. But, much like the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar himself, we just pop in whenever we want to after long, long absences. And here we are for the WWPWW Return / 1 year anniversary spectacular show. I think today might be kind of a long one.
Yeah, we talk about everything.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff to talk about. 3 pay-per-views we want to touch on, a couple odds and ends of stuff that we want to talk about that we really liked on the programming and stuff like that. A lot of good stuff has been happening, I feel, and then we'll talk about, of course, our weekly recaps of this week's RAW and SmackDown, and maybe touch on a little bit of what's SummerSlam is very much taking shape.
Yes,
it is, pretty much down pat. A lot of stuff that they've got set and shaping up to be a very interesting card. I'm more excited for it than I was for last year because last year's was just so stupid.
Oh yeah, that last year was.
Last year was just kind of a weird,
that was the Brock Lesnar thing.
That was the Randy Orton Brock Lesnar terrible match.
Which apparently that could happen again this year. Not the same thing as Randy, but apparently Brock has it in his contract that he has to know the finish before the match. Which I understand.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's but neither of the other 3 can know until that day, and maybe not even up until like right before they go on what the finish is.
Huh. That's actually, I actually kind of understand that because it's just like, oh, we just don't want anybody accidentally saying anything and it getting out, and then it's just like, but they told Brock, it's like, well, Brock Lesnar doesn't talk to anybody, so.
Yeah, there's that. That's true.
So that's fair.
There's that, but I mean, they have that stipulation now that both he and Heyman will leave if he loses. So we'll see what happens.
Very interesting, yes. But is there any news or anything that you want to bring to the table? Bring it to the table.
No, I didn't look at any news today. I was like, there's so much stuff going on. There's Paige's imminent return. Let's see, Dawson is hurt from the revival. He's got a bicep injury. Those are the two things that I can think of. The Hardys were supposed to be on Raw this week, except they're in a program with the revival, and since they're out,
they're kind of giving
they probably won't come back for a bit, and so we got to wait to see what the Woken Hardys look like. So yeah, there's other stuff probably out there too, but those are the 3 things that I just can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't really think I have anything that I've heard of, so. Well, guess we could just jump right into the nitty-gritty and get cracking with the knacking. So, after our very, very long but needed vacationing times, absence, it's good to get back in the swing of things. I've really enjoyed doing this. It's good to get back to doing it because this has been a lot of fun, and I want to keep doing it as long as we possibly can. So, we are here. Let's get started. Last time you saw us, or heard us, I guess, not saw us, we talked about Extreme Rules, which ended on a very high note. I thought that was that a 5-way? Was that a fatal 5-way? That main event, I think.
I don't remember.
I think it was. But ended on a high note with that. We both really enjoyed that match. That went on my top 10 list. That match did, because that match was just super awesome. So we now move on to Money in the Bank, a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, and so Jeremy, I'm going to turn it over to you. Any matches in particular that you liked? Any things you didn't like? Your overall vibe? What did you think of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view for 2017?
I thought it was better than most people were saying. Like, I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it, and I understand there were some aspects that were like, my biggest gripe was that the women's ladder match was way too short.
Yeah.
I know. Let's see, it says here it was 13 minutes. I could have watched that for a while. They were doing so well in the ring. Like, I really enjoyed that match more than I thought I would. I thought it might have been kind of a hard match to do, but they had every one of these ladies did a great job of having the first Money in the Bank match. That was one of my favorite matches. Also, the New Day's program with the Usos, not only Money in the Bank, but was Battleground. Both of those matches were I think, except for the men's ladder match, were two of my favorite matches on both of those pay-per-views. The second one on Battleground was the best match, in my opinion, of Battleground. But as far as Money in the Bank goes, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. There were only two matches that kind of drug. The Naomi Lana match was kind of dumb, and the Breezango and the Ascension. It wasn't a bad match. It just was a filler match. Like we needed time, so here's 4 minutes match. But I still love what they're doing with Fandango and Tyler Breeze, especially what happened at SmackDown Live this past week and the Ascension.
Yeah,
I think that's funny. I think they're doing a great job with those guys.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, there wasn't anything that I really was like, that's stupid. I actually enjoyed the ending to the women's Money in the Bank match. I thought that was
because she's a heel, so
not only
it totally worked.
Not only is she a heel, but what has James been doing ever since he's been with Carmella? He's been making her win, cheating for her. It makes sense.
It does.
And to give him like the 30 days off and then coming back this past week, I thought it was great for me personally. What did you think about Money in the Bank?
I really enjoyed it too. I kind of understand some of the gripes people had with it, but I was just like, oh, I mean, that's not going to influence my thinking of it. I enjoyed it. The Naomi and Lana match was a little weird, just kind of off, and went longer than I thought it would, honestly.
Yeah.
The championship match, honestly, I thought was pretty decent between Jinder and Randy. These guys do have a good chemistry, and they put on a pretty serviceable match.
And Jinder is better than most people think.
He is. He really, really is.
He is that heavyweight guy that only has a couple move sets in his moves in his move set, but like you said, they're both heavyweights. I think they both did their job well. So I agree with that. Yeah.
Totally. And I agree. The New Day and Usos match up incredibly well. I love their rivalry that they've been doing. The rap battle was kind of painful to watch up until the Usos killed it with that, don't get all rated R like your boy Xavier Woods line. Yeah. That should have just been the end of it right there. Nothing could have topped that. That was amazing. Because that was totally painful to watch until that line, and I was like, okay, just end it right there, because that was. And then Xavier popped back with the whole thing about oh yeah, you're just carrying the bags for Roman and stuff. That was funny, but that wasn't
I liked the last line that got under the skin about that Naomi was the reason why.
Yeah.
Why they're on the show. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was, but it's just they should have just ended it with that on the Usos, because that was and then they made fun of Kofi Kingston for the past being Jamaican and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. The Usos have been finding much more sure footing in their heel personas, which I love.
Especially after this last week.
Yeah.
After yesterday
Last week they were great, and I love how they're wmimicking and stealing the New Day stuff. I love how they totally swerved everybody. They psyched everybody out with doing the and you're just who is that? That doesn't sound like Big E. Is that Kofi or is that Xavier? Who is it? Is that and then she's like, is the Usos? That's pretty awesome that they totally stole that. Because when he says, get ready to cheer for your busted up champs, and I was just like, wait a minute. And then and I like their new entrance theme. It's the same entrance theme, but it has words to it.
Yeah.
So, I tell you that, totally dug that. And but yeah, and then the women's ladder match was good, but I would have liked another 10 minutes. I would have liked another 10 minutes because it was really good. Everybody got some high spots in it. It was really fun to watch, and yeah, it's a really, really heat-catching finish that I was totally I was kind of just just like that, but whatever. She's a bad guy. He's turning into a bad guy, so it totally works. I don't care. And the men's ladder match was pretty epic. I dug that, and I loved the end when Shinsuke and AJ were standing on either side of the ladder, staring each other down, and everybody just totally lost their cool. Everybody just went nuts for that, and they just were staring each other down, and then they moved to the ladder side and started fighting. Yeah. That was amazing. And then I'm totally down with Baron Corbin winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. I totally am. So
agreed.
Overall, letter grade. What would you if you want to give it a letter grade, or if you want to go back to the?
No, letter grade's fine.
So,
maybe a B. I'll give it a solid B. It wasn't horrible. Like I said before, the New Day Uso match was really good. It gets a B plus. The women's match, if it was five, like you said, 5-10 minutes longer, it might have gotten an A. Just each one of those women brought it to the ring. Tamina especially looked really good.
Yeah.
And so I look forward to it. I think the whole Lana thing was to set up some kind of relationship between Lana and Tamina, which I think needs to happen. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, probably I'll give it a solid B.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to give it to. I thought that I would give it a B, because I was just like, good serviceable show. Nothing spectacular, but nothing super bad about it. And so yeah, that's what I would give it to. I would give it a B. So, and we'll move on to goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Hopefully they will. This is just a one-time thing. I dug the
50s vibe.
I dug the 50s hot rod vibe. That was totally cool, but it's just like, I don't know. They could have come up with something better, probably.
Yeah.
Or chosen a logo that didn't totally look like a giant wang.
Yeah, exactly. What did you think about this pay-per-view? The Great Balls of Fire, maybe one-off, maybe not. We'll see what happens. What did you think about the pay-per-view?
I thought it was pretty good. I think I enjoyed it more than Money in the Bank, honestly. I really enjoyed it. The Bray Wyatt Seth Rollins match, I thought was pretty. I thought was pretty good. I liked that Bray won and he did it with trickery and stuff like that. Big Cass Enzo, that was just a extended beatdown squash match. The 30-minute Iron Man tag team match, that was. It's hard for me to say which one was match of the night.
Heath Slater, Kurt Hawkins was the match the match of the night. You know why? Do you know what how Heath Slater won?
How?
A Canadian destroyer off the top rope. At least that's what Kurt Hawkins said.
Oh.
They were making light of it on Twitter.
That's awesome.
They were saying, Kurt Hawkins, for those of you who want to know, Heath Slater beat me with a Canadian destroyer off the top rope, which is probably pretty near hard to pull off and not kill Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I just thought that was funny.
That's amazing. Yeah, I loved this match. I liked everything they did with turning Cesaro and Sheamus, the bar, heel, and them feuding with the Hardy Boys. I love everything about it. This match, like the steel cage match, was a little hackney and a little weird, but it was decent. This makes up for it in spades. This match was awesome. I enjoyed it. It was pretty awesome. It may go on my top 10 list. I really enjoyed it. Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, I don't really remember that much about it because it's been a whole month since I watched the pay-per-view. Miz and Dean, I love the whole Miz Garage thing. I love that they're giving Curtis Axel, I almost called him Kurt Hennig, and Bo Dallas something to do, and I love that they're doing this now. I love that, Miz is creating an empire. He's creating a business empire with this whole thing, So I totally dig it. This match is pretty decent, a little short, and then Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns in the ambulance match. I really enjoyed it. These guys just put on these just epic, hard-hitting King Kong vs. Godzilla epic matches. This one was really good. I tend to think this one kind of stole the show, even more so than the Iron Man tag team match. This one was really good. Everybody's like, yeah, Roman won, awesome, but then Roman did that super awesome Attitude Era takedown of him later. So people are like, so Roman basically won in a larger sense with that. And I totally dug that because I'm like, that is totally something Stone Cold would have done, So I totally dug that. That was pretty awesome. And then the main event, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, was 6.5 minutes or something like that. But it was pretty good. It felt longer.
It did.
And it was really decent. And so yeah, overall, I thought this was a really good one. Nothing really that bad about it. A pretty solid main event. It felt like a big fight, like a big boxing bout or something kind of like that. But I think Roman and Braun totally stole the show with the ambulance match and all that stuff. So what about you?
Those two that you keep mentioning, the Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys. That I think might have been my favorite match of the night, the tag team match, because that was one of my favorite feuds going into this.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they did. You're absolutely right, turning them heel and then having them squabble. I could have actually watched them another one or two more matches between these two guys,
Yeah.
or these two teams. But I'm fine with the Hardys moving on to the Revival. I think that's what they need to do. The Revival needs the push. Well, they don't need the push because I think they're over as all get out. But that feud will be really, really good once everybody's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that feud that was really, really good. I love the ending of that match. I could go back and watch that match again.
Oh, yeah,
I
totally.
think it's definitely one of those matches you can go back and watch.
100%.
Like you said, I don't remember the Sasha Banks Alexa Bliss match. I do remember that she left the ring, grabbed her belt or whatever. The Miz Draws is kind of funny. We'll see where it goes. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. I could watch these two fight forever. Like there are people that, like, for instance, the Miz and Dean Ambrose. They could fight forever. I don't necessarily want to watch them fight forever. But Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, I want to see them fight every week because they both bring it. You can tell that because Roman has said that he likes wrestling the big guys.
Yeah.
There's just something about it for him, and you can tell.
One of the best matches of his career was against Big Show at Extreme Rules 2015. You should totally check it out. It's a Last Man Standing also.
Oh, right on.
And it's a really good one. Like, he said it was one of his personal favorites that he's done. And so, yeah, like, there is just something about wrestling the bigger guys that kind of brings it out in him, I think. So
yeah, I think the bigger guys can I hate to say this, take a punch but more than the little guys. And I'm not saying that Roman's going out and, like, actually punching them, but he can exert more force. He doesn't have to feel like he's breaking Braun in half when he spears him.
Yeah.
And so he uses more force. And this is my favorite feud right now outside of the stuff going on in NXT. This is my favorite feud right now in WWE.
Me too.
I could watch these guys fight all year.
I think
it would be okay.
I would totally be up for. I know this sounds crazy in today's WWE. 30-minute Iron match between these two.
Yep.
I want a 60-minute Iron match between these two.
I don't know that they could do it, but I want to see it too.
I don't know. Like, maybe if they can't do a 60, a 30-minute would totally be more than sufficient, I'm sure.
But Brock versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is killing it right now. That dude, he's been around for a long time. He headlined ROH shows.
99, I think.
Yeah, he's been around for a long, long time. And the dude's a professional. Like, he absolutely knows what he's doing. And I think the best thing that WWE has done is put Samoa Joe and Brock together, because Brock wants more of that realistic fighting, and Samoa Joe brings that. And so this is the best pairing with trying to build Samoa Joe up. This is the best pairing. And even though Samoa Joe loses, I don't think he loses any momentum after this match.
Me neither.
Paul Heyman has come out and said he thinks Samoa Joe should have the title. I absolutely agree.
I'm on board.
But with that being said, what the WWE has done by putting all four of these guys with Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns together, they have created a heavyweight division that I absolutely love. I don't want Seth Rollins near it. I don't want Dean near it. I don't want any of those guys who are smaller. And I hate to say that because I'm not usually like that. I want to see Finn Balor in here to win the Universal title. However, these four guys, if they put on the show that I imagine they're going to put out at SummerSlam, just all the big guys, every one of them, Cass included, Big Show, all of them, just give them their own division again. I'm okay with it because you have other little guys who can do their job, but these guys who hit hard, I'm all for it. And so putting Brock with Samoa Joe is the best thing they could do. Putting Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns together is the best thing, one of the best ideas they had. They have some other things going on that I have issues with, but the heavyweight division and the tag team division, they're actually nailing right now. I don't know how do you feel?
I'm getting jacked up and excited just to hear you saying all that stuff. I'm just like, dude, you're absolutely right. Like, the heavyweight division, you're absolutely right, is those four guys.
Yep.
Who are in the that'll probably be the main event of SummerSlam, I'd imagine. is that the 4-way Universal match.
Oh, the main event, yeah.
Like,
I would assume so.
I would assume that would be because I don't
know. Unless it's the SmackDown, the world.
Yeah, I could see that
title.
maybe going on after it, but I think that this match would just take it out of so many people. Just that you maybe like because that kind of feels like the trump card right now. So it's just like, if that's the ace up your sleeve, it's awesome as because I think Shinsuke will win the title from Jinder, honestly.
I'll go talk about that later.
All right, I'll let you say your piece about that later then. But that's how I honestly feel about it. But at the same time, as awesome as that would be, and I think people would totally be up for that and down for that, I just feel like they would be so just tired and wasted from the Fatal 4-Way match. Because it's just like, I know people just constantly complain about they're constantly keeping Roman Reigns in the main event and constantly keeping him up there. But it's just like, he belongs there, though. I mean,
finally. They have 3 other guys that he can finally be in that event.
Exactly. And I was going to wait and say this later, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it now. The night after Great Balls of Fire, when Brock and Heyman came out and Paul was doing his great spiel, and then I think Kurt was out there too, and then Roman comes out, and then Kurt's just like, you got a lot of nerve showing up here, and he's just like, really, you 3, or, you're going to stand here with these 2 other guys and tell me that I went too far in the Attitude Era, you guys blew everything up, and he just, it's that, and I just loved that he was just like getting in Kurt's face a little, and then, he's just like, hey, I took care of Braun Strowman because you don't know how to do it, and then he just turns to Brock, and he's like, and you're never around to, and I was just like, I think Brock was actually a little impressed because he just kind of was like, ooh, and like smiled, and I was just like, yeah, like that was a pretty good burn, and then Samoa Joe came out, and when Samoa Joe came out, like this, as much as I love Roman, and it is pretty much his yard, when Samoa Joe came out, he owned that ring, and because I think that him and Brock probably are cool with each other,
oh, yeah.
like. But the heat that they were acting out, because I love how Brock just takes the mic from Paul, and then he's just like, really, and he's just like,
yeah.
And I love when he's like talking to Kurt, and then Samoa just goes, hey, you look at me when I'm talking to you, son.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That was just like so much, like I was just like, I was beside myself, man, like just every like this, and then I love how Roman is just kind of sitting back there, just like, like dang, and then I love how he just kind of went off. He's like, I've main evented 3 straight WrestleManias. I'm a 3-time WWE champ. I've won the Royal Rumble, and he's just listing off, and he's just like, what have you done? And I was just like, nice, like yeah, like just that segment was epic. Like I want to go back and watch that segment again. It was so awesome. So
many good things. So many good things were said during that segment. That was one of the Raws I did watch after, since on vacation. A lot of them I didn't, but that was one of them I did. And so I totally agree with that. But anyway, as far as anything else you want to talk about this about Great Balls of Fire?
I don't think so. Just give it our letter grades.
I feel like it was better than what it could have been, but still not as good as it should have been. Like I said, the Sasha Banks Alexa Bliss match could have been better. But with that being said, there was a lot of A work on here.
There was.
So I've got to give it a solid A. The tag team match, the Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns in the aftermath of that, and even I thought it was clever having Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins come out, and the stuff that they added on Twitter made the thing a whole lot better. And then Brock Lesnar with defeating Samoa Joe, for me, gives this an A. What about you?
Solid, yeah, A- for me. Because it's just like I was thinking like this is a total B+, and then the more I'm sitting here talking about it and thinking about it and all the stuff that happened on it and all the stuff that it led to, I'm like, this is A-, man. This is not a complete solid A, but A- for sure. I think this, honestly, as of right now, this might be my favorite pay-per-view after the Rumble and Mania. I think, for me, it is.
Sure.
Because I have a hard time deciding which I liked better, the Rumble or Mania, because both of those were so awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to pick, because the Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view of any pay-per-view, and WrestleMania this year was so good, and made up for last year by a mile.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was really good. Like, this didn't feel like a B show. This didn't feel like a throwaway pay-per-view like some of them are. This felt super epic, So yeah.
I think I liked Elimination Chamber better. That was right after Rumble.
I forgot about the Elimination Chamber. That was pretty good.
But as far as after WrestleMania, yeah, Great Balls was better. All right. Well, that comes to our third pay-per-view that in our conversation this week, to Battleground.
Yes.
Caleb, what were your thoughts?
Battleground. It was weird.
Yep.
It was so weird. Like, I did not really hate it, but I didn't really like it either. Like,
Agreed.
There's not much right with it.
Yep.
And there's a little more than enough wrong with it.
Yep. And to be totally honest with you, like, the Punjabi prison match wasn't bad.
I liked it a lot, actually. Everybody was dreading it.
I know.
And I honestly thought it was really good. It had a lot of good spots in it that I really, really liked. Like, I didn't watch the pre-show match.
I didn't either.
But Aiden English... Oh, no, wait, I did, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I just remembered as I was talking about it. I was like, I don't remember Aiden English winning. Then I was like, no, wait, I totally do, because I did watch it. Yeah, I did watch it. Pretty decent. But the tag team match, honestly, probably match of the night.
Yep.
Very, very good. Usos and New Day know each other well, and this was a really good match. Both, because the Usos individually are great wrestlers in their own right, and all three New Day guys are great wrestlers in their own right. And so it's really, really good. Like the Usos, the double super kick, with the is awesome. The New Day with the Unicorn Stampede and all their things that they do are great. And the Shinsuke Baron match I was excited for. That was not bad, but went on for only 12 minutes and it ended by DQ. And the women's match, the elimination match, I actually liked. Like,
yeah, it wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed that, and I'm actually really looking forward to Natalya and Naomi at SummerSlam. I think that'll be pretty good. So, high flyer and a technician, going at it.
Yeah.
And stuff. I think that'll be neat. KO and AJ was good. This match was really good. These guys are awesome. AJ Styles said it once. We'll say it till the day we die. Sound like a broken record. Can do no wrong. He's the best wrestler I've ever seen. Best wrestler on the planet. Fight me. And KO is awesome.
Yes.
I mean,
he was really good on SmackDown Live.
Oh, he was fantastic. It's funny just because every time I see where he has the face of America Titantron with his face on it, every time I see that for a split second, I always think it's Seth Rogen, and then I'm always just like, Seth Rogen? Oh no, wait, that's Kevin Owens. I'm an idiot. So yeah, I thought they were at the Madison Square Garden and house show, and AJ Styles won the United States Championship. Totally blew me away. I'm assuming you were pretty surprised by that.
Yeah.
Because, that never happens anymore. Titles don't switch on house shows anymore.
Yeah, just the last one that happened to was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe won it.
Wow.
From Finn Balor. But, I mean, that was NXT, so...
Yeah, that was probably 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. So, but you're right, it never happens. But, first of all, it was Madison Square Garden. Their home, if you will, their home turf. And so that makes sense. But also, I wonder how much that match made people come to the live shows. Because I think they have to do that every once in a while in order to make people come. Like, anything could happen at that. So anyway.
Yeah, but I really enjoy these guys' feud, and I love it. AJ regained the championship. Which Return of Jericho, that was pretty awesome. Didn't expect that.
I think that was a one-off, but
because he has more touring coming up, so he'll probably be back after all that. But
maybe.
It's
we'll see.
But yeah, that was awesome. That whole thing was great, and AJ was awesome as U.S. champ. He wears that belt well. I think we both agree that that's our favorite looking belt. Like, that belt's pretty cool.
Outside of the UK belt's really pretty too.
That was pretty awesome.
But United States, it's the better looking.
And then the John Cena Rusev Flag match honestly was not bad.
It wasn't horrible.
Although it was Plan A John Cena, Hulk Hogan clone match of he gets wailed on, and then he just gets second win, and then comes back and win. It's just like John Cena's at the point in his career where he can eat losses for a long time, and kind of help elevate guys. Because I honestly don't know if Rusev's gonna win at SummerSlam against Randy Orton. So
I don't know.
So it's just kind of one of those things. And Mike and Maria Kanellis, I do not care. I like them. I like what they're doing with them. I find it funny. Their entrance theme is like this, goofy, over the top, like 80s stadium rock song. It's like, I think that's funny. I think the whole thing with Sami Zayn is just so goofy and weird that it's the kind of weird I like.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever. But yeah, the Punjabi prison match, not bad. All the people complaining about it, I enjoyed it. I like it. I thought it was really, really good. A lot of good, cool high spots, and it kept you guessing as to what was going to happen. And I'm glad it was the longest match on the card, because seeing as this, led to the match on SmackDown, which was pretty much the bookend to this feud,
Mm-hmm.
seemingly.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I really, really did. I know a bunch of people are like, oh, Punjabi prison match is stupid, blah, 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 blah. I liked it. I thought it was pretty decent. What about you? What are your all thoughts for this?
Excuse me,
show?
John. Yeah, the best match of the night was the New Day Usos match. I loved Kofi's. I don't know if it's new, but his stage dive move that he did. He did that at their last pay-per-view, and then he does it here, and he gets caught and he gets powerbombed. So I thought that was really cool how they set that up to, like, oh, hey, look, he's going to do a stage dive. Oh, it worked. Hey, he's doing a stage dive. It's going to work. Oh, no, powerbomb. I really enjoyed them showing off Xavier Woods, allowing Kofi to be out after that, and then Xavier those moments when Kofi was not in the match, to have Xavier kick out of everything, like that strengthens him. I really, really enjoy it. That was my favorite match of the night. Shinsuke and Baron. That's just, they're gonna have a feud. I think there's gonna be something that happens at SummerSlam with those two. The women's match, Fatal 5-Way, was really, really good. The Kevin Owens AJ Styles was really good. The Cena and Rusev match, if it wasn't for the stipulation, it would have been a better match.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked everything they did. They could only do so much, but again, I liked everything they did. I'm not a Kanellis fan right now, but I don't hate them. I'm not like everybody else is like, oh, you're a jobber, because a lot of people have been saying on Twitter that he's a jobber, and he's like, the first 3 letters of that is job. I have a job. I have a paycheck. So what does it matter what I do? And I think that's great. I think most wrestlers, most sports entertainers, if you will, have to have that mentality, especially when they're not on TV or whatever, because they are getting paid, and they're getting paid better than you and me a lot of the times. And so stop harassing them. Let them do their job.
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, that was one match, and so we'll see what happens with them again. I'm not like, I don't want to see them ever again. Not like that, but I hope they do more with them, better things with them. And the Punjabi prison match, it was a solid match. It was a good match. I've never seen one. I know that they had two others before, and I like the finish. I like having the quote unquote the originator of the Punjabi prison match, the Great Khali, come out and interfere.
Yeah, I did too. We haven't seen him since then, but
he's not cleared to wrestle at all. So I don't know if we'll ever see him again, or probably won't see him in a wrestling capacity for a while. But I think he's got a Legends contract.
Oh, okay.
So I think, I could be wrong. But as far as that goes, it was a really good SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah, this is a long episode of SmackDown Live, basically.
And it's fine. I mean, it was solid. That's all I have to say about that, I think.
So, letter grade, what would you give Battleground?
A B. I give the New Day Usos an A. I thought that was a great match, and I like their rivalry right now. And I love the Usos right now. The Usos have reinvented themselves very, very well. Whether I like a lot of the stuff they say and how they say it, it doesn't really matter. They're pulling off their gimmick well. I like what they did on SmackDown Live this week. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think I'd give it a B. What about you?
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a C. This all the stuff I said that I liked, I did, but it just I don't know. It just didn't wow me. It just didn't deliver the way out. Because I was honestly really excited for it. I really was. Like, I just was sitting there just thinking, okay, I like Orton and Jinder's feud. Like, they're good together, so I think they can make the Punjabi prison match work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's excited. But yeah, I mean, I was totally stoked for like pretty much everything. And you know, like we had the main event, which I thought was pretty decent, and then the opening match, the New Day Usos, which I agree was the best night, best night of the match,
Yep.
best night of the match. And so it was just like, you know, just kind of sandwich in between all that was just a dumpster fire, to quote John Cena from last night,
To quote a sign that John Cena saw,
which was pretty funny. But yeah, it was just very. I think I just kind of let myself get too excited for it, and then I just was let down by it. So I think that can kind of play into it. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I'm gonna give it a C.
fair enough.
So, well, Jeremy, is there anything else that you would like to bring up and talk about that you've seen that you really really liked? Obviously, we're going to talk about the past two nights of wrestling on SmackDown and Raw, but like in between what happened, you know, after Extreme Rules and last week's Raw and SmackDown, is there anything that you really really liked that you want to kind of talk about? Or
like I said, we were both on vacation, and so I went ahead and took a vacation from watching wrestling. I kept track. I kept reading headlines, and you'd send me something every once in a while. So I didn't really pay attention a whole lot. There was times where I'd watch an episode because I thought we were going to be able to do it, and then things just kept happening, and so we were like, you know what, let's just wait.
Summer kept happening.
Yeah, summer kept happening. So and that's fine. A lot of people on YouTube's have breaks, but as far as that goes, there hasn't been anything that's like mind blowing. Again, I do like what they're doing with the heavyweight, the Universal title. It should be called the heavyweight title, but that's me now. And I wonder if looking back that maybe they were thinking maybe we should have called it the heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The only thing, one of the negatives is all the stuff with Enzo. You know, Enzo is digging himself a hole. He should just come out and apologize for what he did on the ride and talking the way he did about the industry. He has dug his hole, and he should have known better because of past events with WWE. If you've done something dumb or wrong, you will be kind of blacklisted.
Mm.
And so he you know, he's done this to himself, which is sad. But you know, that's really really sad. I There'll be times where I'm like, and I think that everybody does this. Times where I'm like, Vince McMahon, just retire already.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of the business. Stop doing what you're doing. I mean, he canceled Talking Smack, which is really really crappy in my opinion.
And he canceled the Edge and Christian show, The Totally Reeks of Awesomeness, which I really really enjoyed. And
I understand why. He is a businessman. This is I think looking into it a little bit more, these are business decisions. That's why there's no pyro anymore. They are not.
Yeah,
they were projected way high above. They are not even close to the amount of money that they had projected, and so they're cutting costs. And I totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But there are ways to work around costs that I'm sure they could have figured out. Kind of like what Daniel Bryan did with the Tout, having the smacking talk episode, and then that was pulled. Anyway, that being said, Vince, it is a business, and I totally understand. But if you were to give the people what they want, you would be making more money.
Yeah.
I think you totally lost. You've lost touch with the fan. We are not in the 80s anymore. We're not in the 90s. You are confined to the PG era, which I understand, but there are ways around that, i.e. Fandango and Tyler Breeze. They're pulling some funny stuff that is reminiscent of Attitude Era, but not as crass as that. I
Yeah.
mean, they do have some crass lines like the anal probes
Yeah.
stuff, but it's still PG. You can get away with stuff, but you need to be in touch with your fans. That's the reason why NJPW, ROH, and maybe not so much Impact or GFW anymore, because I think that's management issues. Still, they're worse off than WWE. But
yeah.
I mean, you guys, there's so many things I want to say about this. You guys started on a UK push, and then you're like, oh, we need to cut back, so we're not gonna do a UK push anymore. Stop talking about stuff if you can't do it. Just stop it. You have gold at your fingertips. You have the Tyler Breeze, you have the Fandango stuff, Tyler Breeze stuff. You have the heavyweight stuff at Raw right now. You have fan favorites that you should keep in front of the fans. Stop messing around. Stop doing these garbage pay-per-views that mean nothing. And of course, I say that now, but looking back, I'm sure we'll see that some of those matches in the past, these last 3 pay-per-views, will probably mean something eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, those are my two big things. That I love the stuff they're doing, the heavyweight stuff, and I wish Vince is doing what he needs to do as a business person, as an owner of a business. He's got to do what he's got to do. But again, if he would just give the people what they want, people will give them money. And those are my 2 things that, and the Enzo thing. Enzo, get your act together. Apologize, and move on. Take the punishment they're going to deal to you. Either you're going to NXT or 205 Live. Take it and realize you're lucky. Because a lot of people, they aren't. So, what about you?
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk about, I kind of touched on earlier because I was just so caught up in the moment. I just talked about all the, what's leading to the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam. Because all that stuff has just been fantastic. I've been getting so amped up about all that, and yeah, like I just had all this stuff. I was like, oh, I want to talk about this, and then I just pretty much talked about it all already. There's not a whole lot else I can think of at the moment. Crud.
No.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, but it's just poof gone. But yeah, I did watch NXT last night. The Tommy, or not Tommy End, Aleister Black.
Well, it's Tommy End. Aleister Black.
Yeah. Yeah, Aleister Black and what's his name?
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. That match was really good. I'm glad you told me to watch that. It was pretty good. I was just like, hey, there's some Jeremy wanted me to do. I was just like, he wanted me to watch a match. I was like, it's on NXT. Who was it? And stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, it was Aleister Black and some guy. And stuff like that. And I was like, it sounded like he said the guy's name was Kylo Ren, but
Kylo Ren.
I don't know. But then I was just like, Kyle O'Reilly, okay. Because like when you told me, you were like, oh yeah, it was Aleister Black and kind of. I was like,
yeah.
It totally sounded like you said Kylo Ren.
Yeah, his name, if you say it, especially if you say it fast, it's like Kyle O'Reilly.
I know. It almost sounds like one word.
It does.
Kylo, Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly,
Yep.
But yeah, it was a really good match. I'm glad you told me to watch it. And I watched the in-ring thing, the confrontation between Ember Moon and Asuka. That was pretty awesome.
That was good. Did you watch the Hideo Itami?
Oh, where he kicked.
Aleister Black just kicked him.
Yeah,
that was pretty.
That was cool.
That was a really cool move.
And I love how he just does he just like all laid back and cool, just falls down into crisscross applesauce position and just sits there. I love how he does that after these like big awesome moves. Like he just does something cool and then just sits down. Like that's so cool. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to all that. And Ember Moon, you still have my heart.
Yeah, it sounds like they might with NXT. They're playing with an invasion storyline because they've got a ton of ROH guys coming in. I sent you the whole thing about Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
What he did at Hot Topic. He picked up the Young Bucks and was like, and then the Revival was like, yeah. It's like he's coming to WWE.
That was cool.
He's trolling or he's coming to WWE. He's coming to WWE. The rumor is he'll be at Takeover Brooklyn 3.
Mm-hmm.
And another thought that they have out there is that they're going to do an invasion kind of an invasion storyline with a bunch of NXT guys, and have the ROH guys and there's a ton of them.
There's
Kyle O'Reilly,
Cassius Ohno,
yep, and
Roderick Strong.
A ton of those guys that they've brought in or are bringing in, and so it's quite possible that they'll do an invasion storyline.
Good.
With that, which would be fun.
They could do one right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like because Vince, from what I understand, is just like NXT is just Hunter's thing. Vince is just like has nothing to do with that,
yep.
Which is probably why so many people love it, and it's fantastic.
Quite possible.
So, so anything else before we move on to the recap?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right, cool. Well, folks, that was the 3 pay-per-views and all the other stuff. But now we will move on to our weekly Raw and SmackDown live recaps. So, first Raw and SmackDown recaps in 2 months.
Yep.
Jeremy, Monday Night Raw. What did you think of it? What did you like? What did you not like? And all of that good stuff.
Well, I don't think it was too bad. They're setting up a team up with Seth and Dean, so I look forward to seeing that solidified. It sounds like, from rumors, that Seth and Dean will take on Sheamus and Cesaro at SummerSlam.
Oh, cool.
And that they will become the new tag team champions.
Ooh,
which will be interesting.
It will.
I don't know what I don't know what to think about that. I mean, I didn't watch the Shield era stuff, and so I don't have any real attachment to them as the Shield. But we'll see what happens.
I do retroactively because I went back and watched all the Shield stuff. But yeah, I agree. That will be really cool to find out.
But so I like what's going on there. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to think of the other things that I really liked outside of the main event. Seeing that I only have the Hulu version. The only other thing I really liked, I didn't really care for Miz TV, but I liked the fact that all 3 of them got destroyed by Brock Lesnar.
I liked that.
Brock. I think they're slowly turning him into a face.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, without his pyro anymore,
he's like becoming chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what he is. With the chaotic mostly being Paul Heyman,
yeah.
And he being the neutral.
That's right. That's a D&D reference. We're gonna sit there and take it. Yeah, come at me, wrestling fans.
Yes.
Anyways, sorry.
And so the only other couple things that I have to say is I don't know why Toronto booed Bayley.
Toronto was weird for both nights.
It made no sense. She got hurt.
Yeah.
It's not her fault. She took the bump, and she took whether it was her fault or whether it's not her fault, it doesn't really matter. It happens in wrestling.
Yeah.
You get hurt. These people put their bodies on the lines. I don't know how many times I have to say this. They put their bodies on the lines. They're entertainers. They're not meant to they can break.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. You go out and try it and tell me that it doesn't hurt. So I don't know. I don't get the boos. Also, I want to get on the give Emma a chance bandwagon, because Emma is one of the best wrestlers they have, and they're not using her.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. She is a great wrestler. The stuff behind the scenes with Dana Brooke, I don't know if you've heard about this, or if I've shown you this.
I don't know.
Titus O'Neil Worldwide.
Oh.
Titus went to her a couple weeks ago and was like, we like you, however, you need to change. There's something you need to find yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if they're going to send her on an adventure to find herself, but they said country strong, and so she is like Southern or whatever. She's got a country twang about her. So hopefully they don't dress her up like a cowgirl, but.
Yeah, I hope because they did that to Mickie James in TNA. Because, she's from West Virginia, and she loves country music and stuff like that.
She sings it.
And she sang her own TNA entrance theme, stuff like that. It's actually a pretty good song. Yeah, I like Mickie James. I don't care, guys. Shut up.
She's good, and that's another person that needs to have a push. But
she does. I think she deserves one last push.
Yep.
And stuff like, oh man, I love Mickie James. Anyways, like ever since like 2005, 2006, like it's just she's perfect. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, the whole Dana Brooke thing. I hope they do put her with Titus O'Neil in that group.
I like what they're doing with him.
I do too.
I like it.
Especially, I love Mike Rome. He is hilarious. The video I sent of the Good Brothers coming in with Nia Jax, and that whole thing was really too sweetly, bro, too sweetly. That was funny. I love Mike Rome, and they put Mike Rome in another bit with Titus Worldwide. Titus Worldwide always has press conferences after Raw, after their stuff in Raw, and it's just Mike Rome sitting there. And so they're like, "Hey, you got any questions?" And so Mike asks questions. Anyway, Mike Rome,
that's fantastic.
You are awesome and you're hilarious. What they're doing with Titus Worldwide, even though you can only see it really on YouTube, the stuff they're doing on YouTube with them, I think is genius. Whoever's idea that is to put that stuff, the Raw Fallout stuff on YouTube, is a great idea. They're doing something free that they can get some stuff out of it. But anyway, Dana Brooke, they're still trying to do some stuff with her. Hopefully they bring her on so they can have this Titus Worldwide brand. I think that's great.
Yeah.
The outside of the final match, those were the two or three things. The last match, they could have gone, like you said, an hour.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing I think everybody has talked about is the throwing of the chair.
That was pretty cool.
It was well placed. It was well thrown, well timed. That whole bit was brilliant.
And I didn't see it coming. I totally thought he was just going to spear him through the barricade.
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw it coming because I saw it before I saw the episode, so I knew it was going to happen, and I was waiting for it.
That's fair.
But like you said, you just see him leaning over. You look like it's going to go through the barricade. But I love the ending. Samoa Joe coming out with Coquina Clutch and knocking Roman out. Maybe there's a new feud brewing, maybe. But yeah. So what did you think about Raw? Those were my highlights. Everything else I could care less about. The two women's triple threat matches were okay. I wish they would have done something else.
I enjoyed them, but yeah, they were just kind of
And the end zone cast thing, I'm done with.
Yeah, that's kind of I think I'm just gonna start fast forwarding through all that now.
It should be. I would think it'd be done after SummerSlam, but I don't know.
I hope so.
Anyway, what are your thoughts about Raw?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty decent. I can't, like, you talked about pretty much all the good stuff I saw. Like, I can't remember. Like, I watched the whole version on the DVR, but I'm sitting here thinking, like, if I saw something that he didn't bring up, it must not have been important because I don't remember it.
That's sad.
I know, but yeah, I concur with so much of the stuff you said. Especially the main event. You know, these guys are awesome together, and this match. Like when I first heard about it, they were like, oh yeah, in the main event of Raw, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns will clash in a last man standing match. I was like, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Like that's, and it was like everything you brought up, and Samoa Joe popping in and stuff. That was well done. Didn't see it coming. Because I just feel like there's just such an attitude now of constantly people are just like, he's Roman Reigns, he's going to win. Just like they had with Cena, just like they had with Hogan. And so it's like, it's this guy, he's going to win. And then it's just like, it's been a long time since he's won a match. Like, every so often, like, he wins TV matches a lot, but it's just like, it feels like pay-per-view matches, like, I think the last pay-per-view match he won was at Mania, honestly. I don't think he's won one since then.
But they've got like we've already said, the heavyweight stuff now, he doesn't have to win.
Yeah.
His personality and everything brings so much to the table now that it doesn't really matter his win or loss. He puts everything he has into beating those guys, and it shows that he's really good right now. It's really fun to watch it.
It is like they're just hitting the mark with all four of those guys right now, and just this match and the way it ended with Samoa Joe popping it, that just further exemplified, and it just was just Samoa Joe popped, that was brilliant, and I love because it's like, how crap. Anyways, I'll just move on to something else because it wasn't that important anyway. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was a great way to go out. on this. This almost felt like a go home show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just because
Agreed.
it just built to a huge crescendo. I'm just like, ugh. Like, maybe you guys should have saved that, but I'm pretty sure next week is the go home show. I'm pretty sure, and so I think they might do something a little bigger. Maybe they'll have a clash, like they'll have all 4 guys for the contract signing or something, and then it'll just be like a big brawl will break out or something. But like that'd be kind of neat to do. But I really enjoyed Miz TV. I liked that Miz just kind of shut Paul Heyman down.
Yeah, that was good.
And
you're right about that.
And I love how Paul was just like, just dropped the mic and then he just picked it up, and
when he said, now that I was put in my place, let me humbly say, I'm
then,
like, Paul, you're the man.
Oh, just the whole spiel he went on was amazing. Like role play and just like you're Roman Reigns, you're Samoa Joe, you're Braun Strowman, and like how he said why they were that stuff. He's like, and my client will be playing himself, the reigning, and went into the whole thing, and then he just decimated him all. Like that was fun. Like
that was fun.
That was pretty fun. Like, yeah, I really liked that. That was pretty cool. Yeah, other than that, the 2 women's triple threats were decent. And oh yeah, just remembered. Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. I like what they're doing with them. I really, really do. Finn Balor's the man. Like he's Old Faithful. He's the super cool guy who's a great worker and just is just there doing his job. And and Bray Wyatt is just such a great character. And he plays it so well. So I thought that these 2 feuding would be a cool idea, and it seems like they must have heard me, or they just already had that idea too. But I'm really looking forward to that, and so I'm hoping next week that the Eater of Words will get to meet the Demon King. Like I think that'll be really cool. I think it's time to bring back the Demon King gimmick. I think that'll be really awesome.
Agreed.
Because like I think it'll be kind of neat to see Finn Balor kind of get rattled a little bit by seeing that. So I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, that was all cool. So overall, this edition of Monday Night Raw, letter grade, what would you give it?
It passed. I mean, I think it was a C+. Like I said, I really like what they're doing with Titus Worldwide stuff. I think that's funny. And the Braun Strowman Roman Reigns match was an A for me. I mean, it was solid match. What about you?
I think I'd give it a B-. Just the stuff that I all highlighted was entertained me, and I'm just the easiest guy in the world to entertain and please. So it's just like, I'm sure people will listen to this and be like, oh, you guys aren't critical enough. It's just like, yeah, we're just simple guys to entertain, like we like what we like and stuff. So, but I all the stuff I enjoyed, I really, really did, and it's got me excited for SummerSlam and all that. So, I think I'd give it a B-.
All right, that brings us to SmackDown Live. I don't know why I said it like that.
No, that's fine.
All right, Caleb, what are your thoughts about SmackDown Live?
It was good. It wasn't bad. Starting out with Cena, I liked that and stuff like that, and then him and Baron kind of had the little tit for tat, and then Daniel Bryan came out to the mother of all pops, and so those 2 guys are gonna go. They had a match earlier in the year on SmackDown Live, Baron and Cena, that was pretty good, and so I'll be interested to see what a pay-per-view match between these guys would look like. I think since Baron has the Money in the Bank contract, he could deal with losing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like he's John Cena. I mean, he doesn't have. He doesn't. I mean, he can lose for 2 years straight, and he'd still be fine.
Yep.
I mean, because he's just got so much charisma. It's just like the dude's never gonna lose momentum. As much charisma as he has, and as much fan support as he has. And I loved how they were singing along with the John Cena, and he was just doing the little dance stuff. He's like, man, that never sounded so sweet. Like,
I think for that, because I was thinking about it last night when I was watching Raw, that the whole John Cena sucks thing. It's nice that Kurt is back, because I think John seeing what Kurt does with the you suck.
Yeah.
Like, I think that makes him. It seems like it's making him more loose about it. It's like, I'm gonna act like Kurt Angle. Like
Yeah.
Kurt Angle is like cheering it on, keep going.
Yeah,
and then,
he just seems so endeared by the You Suck chant. Because
it is
Yeah.
for him. He's been doing it for so long.
exactly.
He knows people love him,
Yeah,
and that is You Suck is an endearing term
it
for Kurt
totally
Angle.
is because
And now for John Cena.
yeah, totally because it started out because that started when he was a heel and nobody liked him, and then but it's carried over even to when he became one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Yep.
It still carried over because it's just like it's part of who you are. It's just like You Suck. We love you, Kurt. Though So yeah, I feel like it's kind of it totally is the same thing.
Yeah, because when they glance into the crowd, those who are doing the Kurt Angle You Suck, they're all smiling.
Exactly.
And they're pointing out they all love the guy. So John now needs to, and I think he did, like you said, he's coming out, he's dancing
and stuff, and just had this big grin on his face and stuff, and I loved that he just pointed the guy out with the sign and just like you're a tall, skinny, fat dumpster fire, just like that sign says right there.
Like that sign says right there.
And then they cut to the sign, and that was good. I thought that was a pretty good way to open the show. And
I love when Daniel Bryan comes out and he's like, I don't know if you're a dumpster fire. And John Cena goes, he is for sure. He is for sure.
That was good.
Funny.
That was good.
The thing with John Cena in this segment, like, I don't think Baron Corbin will be anywhere near on the mic as John Cena. And so the problem with putting anybody against John Cena is if they're not a veteran on the mic, they're gonna look
unless
worse.
you're Rock or Chris Jericho or even Kevin Owens, it's gonna be hard to get the last word. Yeah.
You're gonna look worse than when you should be. And so yes, Baron Corbin should go over on John Cena, but no, he's not gonna go over on the mic. And Baron didn't do a horrible job, but nowhere near what Cena did. Cena had that crowd in his hands. He changed the whole dynamic of what the crowd was doing. He is a professional. Whether you love him or hate him, he's grown on me, especially with the matches with AJ. He's totally better than what I had said initially. He is right now the best on the mic in the WWE. If Chris was there, it might be a little bit different, but it's hard. It's hard to have a feud with John Cena, and if you don't have the mic skills.
I know. I mean, because he's so clever, he's so charming, he's so well read, and he just can pop out just these great lines and stuff like that.
And he does like everybody should be doing, listening to the crowd. And Alexa has picked this up, so thank goodness for that. But he listens to the crowd, and his brain has the ability to flip some things, like Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness.
Alexa's really good.
She's really good at what I think she's learned from Stone Cold and a couple other guys. And that's what other people need to do. They need to stop thinking, hey, how do I handle this, and start listening to The Rock, listening to Stone Cold. Go back. That's why Kevin Owens pointed out the WWE Network. You can go to these things, watch them, learn from them. I mean, that's what they did in NXT. They would watch these matches and learn from the past people.
And they have promo classes.
Yeah, and they have promo classes, and it's like,
which is neat.
You guys need to stop. I know you need to come out on your own, and so I understand that. But wrestling is built upon the past. Like nobody is original in wrestling. Nobody. They are all a version of somebody. And so yeah, you can pick a wrestler and be like, hey, I want to be like him. You can take some of their mannerisms, but you need to make them your own. And that's what John has done. He has taken that All-American Hulk Hogan and just flipped it around to his own. It's beautiful to hear him talk sometimes.
He's just like, when he gets going, you're just like, this dude is a freight train on the mic right now.
Yep.
You can't stop him. Totally awesome. Yeah, but it was also speaking of that, what do you think of Baron Corbin's new entrance music?
I like it.
It's very like creepy, church choiry, like very haunting. I was just like, I mean, the End of Days thing, so that kind of makes sense. I dug it. I thought that was
like it better than the other one, even though the other one made sense for his old character.
Yeah,
kind of the old way he was doing his character.
Sort of a biker guy. Kinda, yeah.
Now it's. I like it better.
The only thing I didn't like about his old entrance theme was I didn't like the motorcycle thing, because as Dean pointed out in their feud before WrestleMania, he's just like, yeah, you tried to steal this title away from me, just like you stole the motorcycles from my entrance team.
Yeah. Well, not only that, like The Undertaker. It always reminds me of when he was the American Bad Undertaker, just that sound. And anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
Just like I like the
And
Usos'
what did you just what?
I like the Usos' new music. I mean,
Yeah.
even though it's not new music, it's
It's just it's the new heel entrance theme they had, but they just added the lyrics to it, which is awesome. Also, going back to Raw, what did you think of Seth Rollins' slightly tweaked entrance theme?
I noticed it last week, and I was like,
I didn't notice it last week. I just noticed
Really?
it last night or 2 nights ago when I watched Raw.
yeah, I had heard it the last time I saw it.
It surprised me. I was like, ooh, cool. Like
I don't know
liked
where
it.
they're gonna go with it, like burn it down, or if they're gonna go with something, or if that's just what he did.
Even though I don't know. It would be kind of neat, but as the diehard Randy Orton fan I am, and nobody should even touch or try to do anything that was the Legend Killer gimmick, because that was just so perfect and so totally Randy Orton. I'm wondering if he was going to sort of be like, I'm going to take out all the top guys. I took out Triple H, so I'm putting everybody, and then kind of, because a lot of people want him to turn back heel, just because the whole, I'd said, don't turn him face, it's not going to work, and by and large, it hasn't, kind of,
Not the way it was.
Not the way they wanted it to yet. And so I'm just kind of like, just be like, John Cena, Roman Reigns, heck, even Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, I'm putting all you guys on blast right now. Yeah. I'm going to burn the WWE down or something like that. But yeah, I totally dug it, just because there's that lull in the music where it's like the drums and then it cuts out and then it cuts into the guitar and drums and stuff like that. Like, all of a sudden I just heard, burn it down! And then, like, the flames went up everywhere on the Titantron and stuff. Like, I dug that. I thought that was kind of neat. But, yeah, I love what the Usos did. With New Day, that whole thing was great. Yeah, I love the Twin Peaks Fashion Files. That was fantastic.
You just asked pie.
That was great, man.
We just came for the free pie.
I know. That was good.
Thank you, guys.
That was fantastic. I know a lot of people are upset that they haven't been booking the Ascension as these like monster heels or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what they've been doing with this is fun, and it's funny just to see these guys who are like really scary looking bad guys be funny.
Yeah.
In this, and that to me is great. And yeah, I loved everything they did with them. Like Dango and Breeze are just fantastic. Like, they've just been hitting the mark all through everything that they've been doing with them.
And they're great wrestlers, and they pair well together. I like the group. I hope they never break them up.
I hope so neither. Like, and I just love where he's just like, I had a dream, it was so metaphoric, I hate it, and stuff like that, because, that was something that people always said about Twin Peaks, was there's just too many metaphors and symbolism and stuff.
It's going to take 18 episodes to turn you back to normal. Where were you? Aliens.
Yeah. And I love how he's just like,
could have left at any time.
Gives him the coffee, and he's just, it's good coffee, Tango, or, Breeze, and stuff like that. That was, yeah, he's like, why did you say hand ropes? What? Wardrobes.
Wardrobes.
That was funny.
Wardrobes.
I know.
My favorite part is he's like the next person to walk through that door destroyed Tully the horse, and it was Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson comes in, and they're like, "Did you destroy Tully?" "You're darn right I did. Should have named him Arn." Everyone knows I was the hoss of that group.
You want to hear something amazing?
What's up?
Okay, after SmackDown Live got over at 9, I went and watched the new Tosh.0. And on Tosh.0, at least once per season, ever since it started, he calls out Arn Anderson in a funny way. Mm-hmm. And he totally called out Arn Anderson after SmackDown Live at 9 on Comedy Central. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
I forgot what he said. Oh yeah, because he showed a wrestling video where this guy, it was like some like independent Japanese promotion where a guy grabbed a guy by the wang. So like that, and he's just like, yeah, that's right, I'm gonna come to your house and do that to you, Arn. That's right, I'm calling you out, Arn. And I just was like, that's amazing. Because I tweeted about that even too, because I was just like, Arn Anderson was on SmackDown Live, and then an hour later got called up by Daniel Tosh on Tosh.0. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, that whole movie. So I'm taking these. Two down.
Yeah, that was great. That was really funny. And Charlotte, she looked just stunning. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do with Tamina and Lana and all that. So yeah, it's very, very interesting.
What'd you think of? Do you know what happened in the match?
Oh, didn't her boobie pop out or something?
No, her backside.
Oh yeah, she pulled her trunks.
When Lana did the back thing,
she pulled her trunks down because the guys started clapping.
Charlotte's reaction was hilarious, and the way she she continued like with the big smile on her face throughout the whole thing. I was just like, that's funny.
Okay,
So she totally mooned everybody behind her, and they were like, "Thank you, Lana."
I know, and those guys like were like,
Lana.
and they started clapping and stuff. Like, yeah, that was funny.
And so I don't. You probably didn't see this, but I think it was on Becky Lynch's Instagram page or maybe Twitter, maybe Instagram. It was tea time with Becky and Charlotte, and so Becky goes, "So Charlotte, what happened out there at SmackDown Live?" And Charlotte goes, "I just wanted to give everybody a good show." And then that was it.
That's funny.
I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, it's so embarrassing, but man, she played that off well.
It was, I know.
The way she reacted, it's like, whoop! every bit of it.
Yeah, the look on her face, like when it happened, she just was like, and I was just like, yeah, she totally just got pants, didn't she?
Yeah,
like,
she did. And everybody in the back were like, thank you, Lana.
I know, that was,
all of it was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Oh, it was great.
And it's good that they all had a good attitude about it, because like she would have totally been within her right to be a little cross. I don't know if that was planned or not.
No,
it didn't seem like
I
it.
don't think so.
It did
was
not
just an
seem like
accidental
it.
thing that's like, how do you come back from that? And
I know.
You have to have an embarrassed smile on your face.
Yeah,
you just,
I mean, and she totally could have been embarrassed or cross, but she totally just owned it and was just like, whatever, it happens, whatever. So, yeah, that was funny. And trying to think, man, what else?
After that was the whole Shane McMahon lays down the law with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. What did you think about that?
I hope they don't turn Shane heel or anything. Like, that was kind of the pop. That kind of popped in my head. Is like, is he gonna like be really mad at AJ now and like screw AJ out of the title and like turn heel and become the new Vince McMahon? Because don't do that ever. Don't ever do that. Everybody loves Shane right now, and he is playing the righteous McMahon right now. He is, and stuff. But yeah, I love that Kevin was fantastic on the mic during that segment.
Yep,
he was. And stuff. Yeah, that was cool. And so he's going back to his old Titantron and ring gear.
Yep.
So he's not the face of America anymore. It seems like he's like, I'm tired of messing around. I'm gonna kick the crap out of you. Fight Owens, fight. Stuff like that. And
I love what he said. I love what he said about the U.S. title. He's like, I want to. Everything he said was on fire. Like the whole he. You don't think I can be a partial? He goes, we already had a McMahon screw over a legendary Canadian before, and then there was a "you screwed Brett" chance, and then he goes into his heel persona. He deserved it, but I don't. That whole thing, and then he's where is it? I thought I wrote it down. Oh, later on he's like, I'd rather win the U.S. title in the U.S. in a city that actually matters. Like even though he's Canadian, he throws shade at
he's probably
Toronto.
Like he was probably just like, hey, I'm from Montreal, I don't care, this is Toronto.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's like, I'm Canadian, but I don't really care about other Canadians. And so I thought that was just Kevin Owens was a genius on the mic.
Yes.
Last night. So yeah. Anyway, anything else about that, or anything else you can think about SmackDown Live that you want to talk about?
Yeah, there is, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you and let you.
Everything,
talk about it.
Everything we already said. I thought it was
the rest of it.
A decent show. Fashion Peaks is my favorite thing that happened.
Yeah, Fashion Peaks, that's what they call it. I couldn't remember what they were calling
it. And then Charlotte mooning, that was great. Everything that happened. Kevin Owens was great on the mic during that segment. I'm interested in seeing what Lana and Tamina, where that goes. It's almost as if Lana can learn some stuff from Tamina, and Tamina can learn how to be ambitious to get a title shot too, stuff like that. The Carmella versus Naomi match happened. It wasn't horrible, but it just happened to show that Ellsworth is back. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, whoa, he just pushed her off there, like.
Yeah. It just came out of nowhere.
like he didn't yell at her or point at her, like he actually pushed her off there.
Yep. And then the last match, the grudge match, happened. And like you said, I agree with you. It's kind of the not necessarily exclamation point, but at least the period for now. I think Randy and Rusev, that's the next feud for them.
Which I'm interested in. I really am.
which is I think it'll be great. I think that'll be really fun. Give Rusev something to do. Randy Orton a different competitor who's isn't as green as some others.
I just hope this isn't like some kind of cathartic, what is it, vicarious, far right wing fantasy of Vince, like, oh yeah, this big tall American white boy taking out all the foreigners, like.
Yeah.
It's probably not, but that was just a funny thought I had.
Yeah, and that leads into, for me, what could happen at SummerSlam. Because you believe that Shinsuke will win and beat Jinder.
I think that's most likely going to happen.
The things I've heard is that Jinder has said that there's going to be an India tour. I don't think they take it off of him yet.
Ooh, yeah, that wouldn't.
I think Baron Corbin could come in and act like he attacks Jinder, but actually attacks Shinsuke.
Okay.
I think something like that. I don't think. The other rumor going around was that Shinsuke was going to win, and then Baron come out and use the Money in the Bank to beat Shinsuke. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think there's more of a solid chance that Jinder's going to win, because if they do have an India tour, having him with a belt is the best. And even though Jinder is Canadian by birth,
he's of Indian descent. So
he's Indian of descent, Canadian by birth. Like everybody from Toronto loved Jinder.
Oh yeah,
like,
they went nuts.
I think that was one of the best planning. I don't know if they planned it, so I shouldn't say that, but it seemed like they planned this match to end in Toronto to at least give Jinder some Jinder chance and stuff, and then have Randy win, which makes sense.
Yeah, because it was a non-title match, so it didn't make. So I mean, it didn't. And the Singh brothers weren't there, so it's like Randy can win, no problem. Like it doesn't make Jinder look. Because it really didn't. Because Randy just like it was an RKO out of nowhere. It was a sneaky RKO. But I thought it was a decent match. Not bad at all. Like it was pretty good. And like you and I were just like his snap scoop power slam is just such a cool move, and he just does it so quickly and effortlessly.
Yep.
It's so cool stuff. So, well, what would you give SmackDown letter grade?
I'd give it mostly a B. Yeah, I'd give it a B, with the Fashion Peaks an A. That was very funny. Way to use Arn. I'll give you a double A for that.
A double A.
Anyway, what did you give it? What would you give it?
I think I'd give it a B. Also, as a whole, I think I'd give it a B, because the Rusev coming out and attacking Randy and stuff like that. Because like I thought it was just gonna end, and then like I was like, oh, Rusev's music's gonna hit. No, he just pops out of nowhere and super kicks him and stuff like that. Which that dude's 5'11", like almost 300 pounds, or maybe right at 300 pounds. He's doing these like super kicks and stuff. It's pretty sweet. And did a lot of stuff that intrigued me, and stuff like that. And so thought it was pretty good. Not perfect, but like the Fashion Peaks was awesome, and stuff like that. So I think next week we'll have SummerSlam to talk about and do our recap for. They've already got 11 matches in the books, so
and they may give us more.
Yeah. Like because I don't know if any of maybe 2 of these would be on the pre-show. I could see them putting Big Show and Big Cass on pre-show, maybe.
I think
the Cruiserweight probably.
From what I understand, what I've heard is the 2 tag team matches.
Those might be.
Yeah, it might be
okay.
Pre-show. I don't know what, but I agree. I agree with what you're gonna say. Is Neville and Akira Tozawa should probably be.
I think so.
Yeah, Big Show and Cass. I don't really care about that match.
I really don't.
But they have that stipulation with the shark cage, so there's that. Yeah, it's an interesting setup. So this will probably be about 100 hours long.
Oh yeah, I hopefully it won't be as long, because you're at my house until like 1 or 1:30 WrestleMania night. I mean,
WrestleMania.
it was fun. It was really, really fun. But it was just so long, Hopefully this won't be quite that long. But, it'll probably still be a late night because I'm sure we'll have a pizza party in my house for this again.
Oh,
Yeah, for the big four we usually do. So any matches that stand out in particular that you totally, totally want to see besides the Fatal 4-Way, obviously, that we talked about.
I want to see what they do with AJ and Kevin Owens with the Shane stipulation that he's going to be the ref. I really am interested in seeing where that goes. I feel like maybe Shane will screw over Kevin, and then because somebody had mentioned, or I read somewhere where they had thought about doing Kevin Owens versus Shane, but they're not there yet. Like, there's no reason for that, and so this could be a reason for that match to actually happen.
Okay.
I don't know that Shane should necessarily be in another match, even though he's delivered since he's been back and has been in matches.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
And the dude freaking, I don't know if you heard about that. The helicopter?
Yeah, he was in a helicopter crash.
Dude was in a helicopter crash. Like, I'm pretty sure he's invincible. Let's just put it that way. The dude.
I think so.
Anyway, as far those two, the New Day and Usos has a potential for being really good, especially since the last couple matches have been really good. Randy Orton, Rusev might be all right. The Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor, if it's Demon King Finn Balor, it doesn't really matter, but I want to see Demon King Finn Balor. I think it has potential to be good. The Cena Corbin match might be okay. I love Alexa, but I'm tired of Sasha. I'm hoping Nia Jax wins.
Me too. Just I like Sasha, but like her and Charlotte had their thing last year.
Yeah.
Just let somebody else kind of.
If not, this needs to be a triple threat match.
Yes, I would totally be down for that.
I think Alexa versus Sasha versus Nia Jax would be the best option, and we'll find out this next Monday. We'll see what happens with the Sasha and Nia Jax. People are saying Sasha's going to win, but I would rather see triple threat match or Alexa versus Nia.
Me too.
Because of the whole friendship thing.
Because their stuff on Twitter is brilliant. All their backstage, because like they are real life best friends.
Yeah, they are.
And all their stuff on Twitter and Facebook that they do is fantastic. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah. I don't understand Alexa. Alexa's not the only one, but Alexa has a mini pig. They've started a trend where the single girls in WWE have instead of dogs, they have mini pigs. And so she's got a mini pig, and then another girl from NXT has a mini pig. I don't know how many else.
I thought Alexa was like engaged to some NXT dude.
She was. I don't know if she is anymore.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay then.
I don't know. She is awesome. If not,
all right.
Her birthday is today, so happy birthday, Alexa.
Indeed.
I'm not trying to slander you or anything. We love you to death.
Yeah. You're fantastic. Just one of the best heels right now. One of the best ladies in the biz right now. So yeah.
Those are the ones I'm looking at. What about you?
Okay. I am really looking forward to Finn Balor Bray Wyatt. I think that'll be really cool, especially if it's Demon Finn Balor, because I love the whole demon get up. It's pretty cool looking. And Randy Orton Rusev has potential to be, I'm really interested to see how their styles clash. No pun intended. And don't laugh. I said no pun intended. The Usos and New Day, going for the trilogy. I think it'll be pretty cool. Styles and KO, I am really intrigued by that. I don't think it'll be boring, just because it's AJ Styles and it's Kevin Owens. Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura, I'm really interested to see that. I'm interested. I'm not gonna let myself get excited just because I don't know what's gonna happen. And then Naomi versus Natalya, I'm really looking forward to, because Naomi is one of my favorite ladies, and Natalya is awesome too. Like, I like Natalya a lot. Like, she genuinely seems like a good person. Like, she seems really nice, and like, I just loved all the things they were doing with her several months ago, like where she was like quoting like all these like cheesy 80s songs and 90s songs, and then she would like and then and stuff like, and then like she was showing pictures of cats and stuff like that and stuff. And I will definitely probably watch Takeover. Who am I kidding? I'm definitely going to watch Takeover.
Takeover has the potential to be really good.
I want Ember
Trying to get
Moon
that
to win so bad against Asuka. I just think it'd be really cool.
I do too, but the problem with Asuka, and I don't know if it was meant to end earlier because Ember was hurt before the feud could progress. But they built Asuka. I feel like they built her into a corner. Like she's like the longest reigning champion. She's the longest reigning women's champion. I mean, so many different things that she's the
Well,
the
like,
longest of.
I mean, the way that I like the way they played off her taking the Eclipse, though.
Yes.
It murdered her. Like, she, didn't move at all. So
True.
I think I think that was very intentional,
Gotcha.
the way they played that.
And looking at the card for Takeover, Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh, I think that'll be fun.
It'll be fun. I don't know who's getting ready to come up. I know I've heard that Sanity is a possibility.
Dude, them and Bray.
Oh, that'd be cool.
As a stable or feud. I think a stable would probably be better. But anyway, sorry.
That's right. Some people think the Authors of Pain are the ones behind the Breezango thing.
Ooh.
I don't know if I like that, but
it's a thought.
It is a thought. I think it's got to be somebody big. It can't be Sanity because the TV had two people, so it could be half of Sanity in Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. The Asuka Ember Moon match.
Pardon me.
Should be pretty good. The Authors of Pain versus the Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. Killian Dane is amazing. So I think that match will be really good. Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami is set up to be a pretty decent match.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. Almas is actually really amazing in the ring. So to pair him up with Gargano against Gargano, I think that'll be fun to watch. So yeah, it doesn't sound like, ooh, I've got to watch that like some of the past takeovers, but this has a potential of being something special.
It does. Like, that sounds awesome. Because besides Asuka and Ember Moon, I didn't know any of the other matches, so that's all. Yeah, Black and Itami, I think, might be, along with the women's match, the one I'm looking forward to most, because I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if their encounter was just a one-off thing, or if that's like a total feud. On NXT when he kicked Hideo.
Oh, I think it's a one-off. That just happened. Because Hideo Itami is turning heel.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, he's basically, his persona is, I'm fed up with everything.
Okay.
Somebody want to come out and fight me, and so that's when Alex Black did his thing.
So you think this is just a one-off match? It's not going to be a big, long feud? Okay.
Because I think what they're going to try to do is do Hideo and the guy you mentioned earlier from ROH, the big guy, Cassius Ohno.
Okay.
I think because they were feuding. I don't know if they ever finalized their feud, but they were feuding because they were teaming up, and then Hideo was kind of done with it, and so anyway, I think that's going to be a one-off thing, and I think Almas and Gargano is going to be a one-off thing as well. But the Drew McIntyre, I think Bobby's going to win. I think Drew is set to be the next champion, possibly. But there might be a thing. Can't think of his name now either. The other ROH guy, the one from Florida.
Is it Roderick Strong?
Yeah, Roderick Strong.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Roderick Strong, the last NXT, was upset that he wasn't a part of this match, and so there's still Rude, Strong. That needs to be solidified as well. So anyway, NXT Takeover 3 is going to be really good. Should be pretty good. SummerSlam should be all right or pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah. Really excited for all of this. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week for episode 49. We're back into the swing of things, hopefully, and get right back into this. This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing many more. And, see. And so yeah, it's hard to believe we've been doing this for a year now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And but yeah, it's been awesome. So can't wait to do more and more. And so yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We will be doing our takeover and SummerSlam predictions. And And then, of course, the recaps for the go-home shows for Raw and the SmackDown both. Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. We're glad to be back. What's up, Ryan? Well, everybody, we're going to get on out of here and go do our own private life stuff. That's none of your business.
That's right, none of your business.
Well, this is Caleb.
This is Jeremy.
Signing off.
Peace.
Woo!